Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of today's episode. And we are on our way to Lowe's and possibly West Marine. Got a couple of projects going on. One is pulling new throttle cables. And I do have, I believe, and they're just the cables going from the flybridge to the lower helm, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And then I do have one of the starboard transmission cable. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. One's the throttle, one's the forward and reverse, right? It's more of a gearbox. So got to pull one of those. They were just corroded. The cables look fantastic, but they're corroded and they just don't push well. So that is one of the tasks. The other one is replacing, admittedly we waited too long to clean the filter for our raw water pump for the AC units, and we got 3 of those babies pumping, so should have had it cleaned a little sooner. But I'll show you then what this gasket looks like that was on the top of the filter. So now when I went to change that, now we have water dripping out of there. So it's too hot to not have the ACs on. We are the glamping yacht life, right? So you get lost?
No, I picked up something.
Oh.
I saw a little tag. It's a Speedy gas station rewards
I'll
card.
get someone else some rewards. So let me show you this gasket. So this is, of course, the top of it, but then when I put this down, you got to see someone did it with a gasket maker, and it's just a piece of crap. So we're gonna go hunt down an actual.
I thought you were holding my rubber band that I have
Yeah.
in my hair when I look
It
glanced
does
back.
kind of look like a hair tie, so maybe that's what they used and flattened it out. So we're gonna go get the right thing. Again, someone just being lazy in their tasks, and so that it doesn't leak. So we are down in here, and I got an assorted O-ring kit because they didn't have just the gaskets, but we found some that this bad boy fits like butter. So I'm going to go ahead and install that and kick this back on. I wanted to show you guys too. I'm not a perfectionist by any means, but just seeing the laziness of the people previous to us, how many things are in here and just how nasty this is. There's a hose that had been used probably on there to the forward AC. Put new hoses, which is awesome, but they leave the hose clamp or the clamps. They leave the hoses. I mean, electrical tape. It's just, I don't get that. So we may not have the cleanest yacht in the fleet, but we're going to definitely work on cleaning this up and making it not nasty. And then again, there's my water that's in there from that leaking. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and I am sweating already, so it'll be nice to get the AC back on. All right. What?
Hi.
What? Hi. So I'm here with my homie, Isaiah, and we are going to talk about doing the engine cables. We did the throttle cables, now we're doing the engine cable, but wanted to walk through as far as what we're doing and kind of why we're doing it. So since we found out that there was the troubles were coming from the flybridge cables, from the flybridge to the lower inside helm, that there was some corrosion in those, probably because they didn't get used as well. The more you use them, the less issues you're going to have because it keeps it moving. So I didn't know as well which ones were coming, and maybe this is kind of a standard thing, but I didn't know it, coming from the main helm to the flybridge. So do you remember how we figured that one out, Isaiah? No. Okay. So what we did is I came up here, and actually from down there I disconnected, because down in the main helm it has one cable going to the engine and the other one is coming to up here, so that when you move them, everything moves at once. So I just disconnected one of those cables and then started wiggling it to see if the flybridge moved, and I disconnected the front one and the flybridge did not move. So that told me that was the cable going from the flybridge down to the handle and not from the handle and the main to the engine. So then from there we had a I guess I don't even know what they're called, but they're used to pull wires and cables and stuff like that. Had one of those, and I'll show you that. So this is the connection end anyway. So it's basically a piece of wire, really stiff, and it winds up. But we taped it, and we also ran a piece of wire between the wire and the cable, and you use that to pull. And then once you have that hooked up, you pull the cable, and this one happens to be 23 feet. We pull it and it comes up here. So then our next step, once we have it up, is we will attach the new cable into that spot, and then from the lower helm we will start pulling this wire back through and pull the cable, and that's how you get it in there. If you just pull your cable without pulling anything through it, you got to try and sort through, which I really keep meaning to clean all this out, but you know, not a priority. You got to figure out how to feed it through there, and that's got to be just almost impossible once everything's through. You got all those other cables, you got a couple of corners. It's just a nightmare. So we have the cable that we're ready to put in. We'll hook it on there. We'll start pulling from the bottom and feeding it through until we get it down to the bottom, and then we will reconnect things and everything will be smooth like butter, and then we should be good on the upper helm. I got to do a little bit of other stuff on the lower, but as far as all of our controls, then we'll be ready to go, and we can actually go out. Nothing will be stopping us. The rest of the things are just cosmetic things that we want to do, but nothing from preventing us from going out and cruising. You excited for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we can go do some cannonballs off the top. We can do some fishing. We can just drive around like crazy people.
That's high.
That's too high to jump.
Maybe from here.
Oh, come on.
Okay. I guess that's like a high dive.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to jump from there though. We'll have to maybe jump off the back, because then you can get off the back where there's plenty of room. See that on the sides?
Yeah.
Like out the back, jump off of there. That's where the swim platform is anyway. So, all right, so we're gonna get busy on doing this. Also gonna try and keep this somewhat smooth. I mean, it's not smooth surfaces, so it has less to catch on, so that it can hopefully go through very smoothly, and which they have to this point. We do help it a little bit up on the top side here when it makes that corner when it gets to this, but otherwise it's gone through pretty good when we pull one cable at a time. We tried to pull two when we were on the throttle side, tried to pull them both at the same time, and that didn't go. It got hung up somewhere, so we separated them, and then it pulled right on out. We do have a wasp up in there too. Two of them up in there, a little nest. So we'll have to try and get those out of there. It might be blurry. So we'll see, or we'll see if Isaiah gets stung when he goes in there.
I can just go in there and like annoy them, and then they'll keep stinging me, and then they'll just move out because they get annoyed.
Maybe. All right, so we're gonna start pulling here in a second. I got Stace down on the other end on the walkie. We just got these, and that's made top side to inside way easier. But I'm gonna wait and have Isaiah go in there and make sure this gets around the bend first, and then I want to have him also see how she's pulling it from the bottom side as well, and we'll get that on the recording next. Okay, are you standing by to pull?
Repeat, please. I was plucking a barb.
Are you ready to start pulling?
Yes, now I am. I just got downstairs.
No, Zaid, from here. I want you to go in there until this gets through that hole. So again, take off your hat and stay this direction. The wasp nest is up there. If you stay this way, you should be pretty good to go.
That's good. Okay. Yes. You want me to just push it down?
Just let mom take it at this point, but once it gets around that towards the hole, You might have to kind of give it a shove in there and hold it up tall, like so it can go down, straight down in. Okay, stop there. I'm gonna send Isaiah down so he can see what you're doing.
Okay.
So Isaiah made it out of there, sting free. Unless one got in your hair. I bet it made a nest in your hair. So he's gonna go down now and see how Stace is doing it and do a little recording of it.
What am I supposed to do now?
Just pull.
Keep pulling?
Yep.
You just came down to video me?
Yeah, and
Oh.
Dad wanted me to see how we're doing it.
Going. Okay, it's tight again.
Okay, I'm gonna pull back a little bit. Okay, now you go.
It's still tight. Okay, it's tight again.
Okay, I'll come down.
Oh.
So now I gotta go back and see how much more you need to pull before I... Yeah, see, you were down in all the stuff instead of pulling up here. All right, so it's through.
Yay!
Yay! So now we'll untape it and reconnect everything, and we'll show you how that's done. So I got my new end on, and basically it's just gonna go up underneath and slip through there, and then a screw going before we go down to the bottom and hit that one. So the pin goes through, and this swings up over just to keep that pin in place. So that keeps it there, and there's one underneath that we do need to put back together as well. That is just going to slide right into here to hold it. And then we'll run this screw in to hold it in place. I need two hands to hold that bolt, so basically just need to tighten this down, and we will be done on the fly bridge, and we'll move downstairs. All right, so cable's done, and what do we have? Before it wouldn't even move. Now we got movement. It still needs a little grease on top, but we'll get that later. Enough for today. We got the wandering Knapps in the house today, so, and they brought food, so we're gonna get after that. And Isaiah still is sting free from the wasp. The wasp whisperer.
Yes. Like an outlet? Yes. Over here.
We got things lit, and we're gonna see what we can get to cooking.
What did you guys do for dinner last night?
We went
Asparagus,
back to the
pork chop.
hotel, and we had a lot of
Do
leftover
as well.
nuggets. We had made the night before ground turkey. I put just put salsa and chips on it, and had like a taco salad.
And then there's
I
me.
made a box of
You like
macaroni
poke chops?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Actually, I don't know if I do because I haven't had them in like 6 years, so.
I bet
Maybe I
you
will.
do. They're delicious. They taste better than your knees.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us.
Yeah, we do.
All right, guys, so thanks for watching. Enough work for today, enough play with the Knapps, and I think we'll be seeing them a little bit more. They're gonna be in the area. So definitely check out their channel. I'll drop a link for it in the description. and I am walking down to meet Stacy. We're gonna grab a beer and head back and hopefully enjoy a nice night, but we got a couple of clouds lingering over there. Got some water on the ground. It rained off and on today, some sprinkles, some pretty heavy stuff, and from there. So if you haven't already, definitely subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications so you don't miss the next episodes, and always drop us a like and a comment and let us know what you thought of the videos. We'll see you next time.